That's part of your problem, you haven't seen enough movies. All of life's riddles are answered in the movies.
Hi, I'm Dan Gordon from Dan Gordon Enterprise, and I love movies. They teach us so much about life, about love, about success and struggle.
Houston, we have a problem.
So Boiler Room is one of my favorite movies when it comes to selling. Now, it's not because I agree with how they're selling. I don't. They're horrible people. But I do like the principles they talk about when it comes to selling. Things like how to listen for buying questions, how to know when to close a deal, and to not be afraid of being a little pushy. So I'm going to show you this scene, and then I'll recap it and explain what works and why. Also, there's lots of cursing in these scenes, so, you've been warned. Oh, before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get my newest videos. Click share to share this, and click like if you like it. Also, leave a comment and let me know what you'd like to see here next. Here's the scene from Boiler Room.
I'm gonna keep this short, okay? You passed your sevens over a month ago. Seth's the only one that's opened the necessary 40 accounts for his team leader. So get on the phones, it's time to get to work. Get off your ass! Move around, motion creates emotion. I remember one time I had this guy call me up, wanted to pitch me, right? Wanted to sell me stock. So I let him. I got every fucking rebuttal out of this guy, kept him on the phone for an hour and a half. Towards the end, I started asking him buying questions, like what's the firm minimum? That's a buying question. Right there, that guy's got to take me down. I was giving him a run, and he blew it. You have to be closing all the time and be aggressive. Learn how to push. Talk to him. Ask him questions. Ask him rhetorical questions. Doesn't matter, anything. Just get a yes out of him. If you're drowning and I throw you a life jacket, would you grab it? Yes, good. Pick up 200 shares. I won't let you down. If you can't learn how to close, you better start thinking about another career. And have your rebuttals ready. Guy says, call me tomorrow? Bullshit. And there is no such thing as a no-sale call. A sale is made on every call you make. Either you sell the client some stock, or he sells you on a reason he can't. Either way, a sale is made. The only question is, who's gonna close, you or him? Be relentless. That's it, I'm done.
Okay, so let's go through these one at a time. First, pick up the phone. It's so easy to put off making sales calls, either on the phone or face-to-face. You gotta get cool with the fact that it's gonna be clunky at first. Selling isn't easy. Like anything else, the more you do it, the better you get. The only way to get better is to begin. So pick up the phone. Motion creates emotion. Before you even make a call, walk around, do jumping jacks, give yourself a pep talk in the mirror. Then, when you're on the call, don't just sit at your desk with your shoulders all hunched over. Keep moving around. You'll be amazed at how much more energy you have on the call. It comes through immediately. Motion creates emotion. Listen for buying questions. People new in sales often miss it when the client is actually starting to show some interest. You gotta get away from your script and really listen to them. Now, here's a quick trick. If they ask right away, how much does it cost? They're only saying that to respond with, well, that's too expensive, and to get off the call. Don't let them do that. If they ask about price right away, say something like, hey, let me tell you a little bit about this first, so when I tell you the cost, it'll make sense. But if they ask things like, do you have discounts? Or what's the least expensive option? Those are buying questions. They want the product. They're trying to figure out how to justify the purchase in their mind. Your job is to show them a lot of value so they can do that. Listen for buying questions. Be closing all the time. Now, that doesn't mean that you're always asking them to buy. It means you're constantly talking about the value of your product. It also means that you're talking about it as if they've already purchased it. For example, instead of saying, these are great tires for your car, you want to say, you'll love how your car feels when you're driving on these tires. Be constantly talking about your product as if they already have it. Be closing all the time. Learn how to push. Okay, I get it. You don't want to be one of those pushy salespeople, and I'm not suggesting that you should be. However, selling does require that you help someone get past their fear or resistance. It's tricky, but if you always give up at the first no, you'll never sell anything. So think about it this way. Have you ever eaten something so good that you tell everyone at the table, "Oh my God, you've got to try this"? Well, guess what? You're being pushy. Now, it doesn't seem like being pushy because you're just being enthusiastic about the food, but really it's the same thing. Be so incredibly passionate about your product that you think everyone should try it. Learn how to push. Get a yes. When you're selling, people are often afraid of being sold, even if they want it. Put them in a positive mind frame by getting them to say the word yes. Say things like, "Do you see what I mean? Does this make sense?" Or, "This sounds good, right?" Building up yeses helps when it's time to close the deal. So get a yes. If you can't close, you shouldn't be in business. A lot of my clients have told me that they don't want to become salespeople, they just want to run their business. But the truth is, until someone is buying what you're selling, you aren't in business. All you have is a hobby. Selling is essential for the health and prosperity of your company. You must learn how to sell effectively. If you can't close, you shouldn't be in business. Have your rebuttals ready. The more you sell, the more you will learn all the places where people say no. You want to have a good response for the things that people say no to. Often, people will use the excuse that it's too expensive, but never come down on your price. Instead, explain why the value you give far outweighs the cost. Have your rebuttals ready. So here Ben Affleck's character says, there's no such thing as a no-sale call. A sale is made on every call you make. Either you sell the client or they sell you why they can't afford it. Now, it's a little harsh way to look at it, but it's essentially true. Whatever resistance they put up, they can't afford it. They don't need it. It's not the right time. Whatever they say, it's all an attempt to convince you that your product or service isn't nearly as valuable as you say it is. If you choose to buy into their logic, then you're allowing them to convince you that someone else's product or service is better than yours. Don't let them do that. Now, that doesn't mean that every time you don't make a sale, you failed. But when you don't sell, you want to use it as an opportunity to see where they sold you instead of you selling them, and use that to improve your sales process. There's no such thing as a no-sale call. Now, this takes us to our final point, which is be relentless. Now, that doesn't mean that you nag them until they buy. It means that you want to bring them to a choice. Never let someone off with maybe later, or I'll call you back, or send me your website, or the worse, I'll think about it. Spoiler alert, nobody thinks about it. Instead, get a solid yes, or get a solid no, or at the very least, schedule your next conversation with them. Never end a sales call open-ended. Be relentless. So here's a quick review of the 10 principles of selling from Boiler Room. 1. Get on the phone. 2. Motion creates emotion. 3. Listen for buying questions. 4. Be closing all the time. 5. Learn how to push. 6. Get a yes. 7. If you can't learn to close, you shouldn't be in business. 8. Have your rebuttals ready. 9. There's no such thing as a no-sale call. And 10. Be relentless. I hope this has been helpful for you. Once again, please subscribe, like, and share, and leave a comment and let me know what movie scenes you'd like to see. You can also download a PDF of all my notes from this video at dangordonenterprise.com and click the media button. And check out all my other great videos on my YouTube channel. I'm Dan Gordon from Dan Gordon Enterprise, and remember,
All of life's riddles are answered in the movies.
thanks for watching.